with spectrometer, an image analyzer for rapid and accurate analysis of molten metal, along with all the raw material inspections. SBR is equipped with a stress-relieving and ultrasonic facility for testing of its components and arcing facility to world standards. SB Reshellers has a capacity to manufacture and reshell over 1,500 rollers per annum, making it a vital support for the sugar industry worldwide. Apart from the regular conventional cast iron rollers, SBR has a number of patents to its name. SBR Special Alloy has been a successful innovation by the highly talented researchers at SBR. SBR is the pioneer of internal bleeding Kamal roller technology. Kamal rollers are specially developed by SBR to enhance the extraction and reduce the moisture content in the bagasse. Sleeve Kamal design of the rollers is the latest offering to the sugar millers from SBR's product hamper. Supported by a highly motivated and technical workforce, SBR manufactures a wide range of products from the milling division of the sugar industry. Right from cane unloader to bagasse elevator, rehabilitation of old mills, thus increasing the capacity and efficiency. SBR is a manufacturer and supplier of mill house equipment. With a dedicated machine tool division, SBR offers its heavy-duty turning lathes for the benefit of the industry at large. The Shirgaonkar Group believes in spreading positive vibes at workplace, environment and society, honoring workers and their families for their achievements in lives, making developments in infrastructure for the industrial fraternity, to supporting organizations who work tirelessly for the upliftment of the less privileged. We export orders to over 20 countries across 6 continents. Quality and customer service never stops, and so does innovation at SBR.
Can we have a round of applause for
More than a
SB
century
Reshellers
ago,
Private
the
Limited?
Shirgaonkar
Thank you so much, SB Reshellers Private Limited, for being a sponsor of Wescon 2022 and Gala Night. Tonight's Gala Night is sponsored by SB Reshellers. So I kindly request everybody, if anybody left outside the hall, I request them to be inside the hall. Immediately, we are starting with the session 2, and session 2 chairman, I'd like to request him upon stage, Mr. VSR Reddy, Executive Director, Synergy Green Industries Limited, Kargil. Please welcome Station Chairman, Mr. VSR Reddy. I'd like to request Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, Owner, Director, Expert Global Solutions, Aurangabad. Please welcome Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, Owner, Director, Expert Global Solutions, Aurangabad. And before I hand it over to him, let's look at the AV first.
Vidarbha and Marathwada 2017 to 18. He was a member of District Export Council and District Skill Development Council since 2021. He was the chairman of National Task Force on Technology CII MSME Council and the convener of the Ease of Doing Business and Policy Advocacy Panel CII Maharashtra. He has also been the president of Alumni Association of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University and the chairman Mentor Advisory Panel for BYST Aurangabad and member National Mentor Advisory Panel for mentoring micro entrepreneurs. He has been a member of various committees and bodies established in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, including member of IQA and Board of Studies for Management Science since 2019, and also IQAC and Board of Studies for Economics at MGM University since 2021. He was also a member of Academic Council, Government College of Engineering Aurangabad since 2020 and the Governing Council, Marathwada Institute of Technology Aurangabad since 2021.
So, gentlemen and ladies, meet Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, Owner, Director, Expert Global Solutions.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think I did wrong thing by exchanging session with Milind. I took post-lunch session. Let's deal with the challenge. See, my presentation is logical extension. Rather, it's a background of what Milind has presented. Both of us come from Aurangabad. He is customer, I am service provider. The ERP which he talked about, I was implementer, he was customer. Both were bleeded a lot. So after that, he decided that IoT should be his captive initiative. But still, very much part of his organization, very much part of his decision making. So what we thought, let us give complete perspective to audience. Otherwise, half an hour is not adequate to give the perspective. So he demonstrated what he has done. And I will talk about what was the thought process, what was the rationale while designing an IoT initiative or automation initiative, digital initiative in the organization. Before starting, hearty congratulations to Kolhapur for excellent organization of this program. And trust me, I mean it, me and Milind together, we mean it. Such a large gathering, excellent facility, no doubt very warm welcome, good time management, excellent way of demonstration of capabilities. We were talking that one day, maybe 2023, some exhibition at Düsseldorf Messe, we can see Kolhapur Foundry Pavilion, 100 square meter big pavilion, 20, 25, 30 organization making presentation. And that is the capability we can see out of this kind of event. Our best wishes for that. We'll take a couple of minutes about Aurangabad. Sachin, Sarang Jadhav, we interact a lot. We'll take 2 minutes and we'll tell. We are tier 3 city like you, struggling for growth, struggling for facilities, nothing wrong. Somebody will have to struggle, somebody will get the facilities. But we work on principle of collective wisdom in industry, within one association and within different associations together. And out of that, cluster is a very strong movement. Collective wisdom is a very strong movement at Aurangabad. We were discussing yesterday, we had 13 lean clusters, highest number of lean clusters in India. We implemented Marathwada Auto Cluster, 84 crore rupees of common facility center. We have one of the first 7 skill hubs in India. Government of India promoted that activity and skill development activities are conducted. We are first brownfield electronics cluster under mighty scheme, 50 crore rupees of investment, mainly developmental facilities in the field of electronics and embedded. We have MAGIC as a startup incubation center, again approved by Government of Maharashtra. Couple of schemes are funded by Government of Maharashtra. And clusters of Maharashtra, very happy to tell what we did. Out of our experience in Marathwada Auto Cluster, we created an operating group by which the mini cluster scheme of Government of Maharashtra came. And I think we are supporting 40 plus clusters within Marathwada for the purpose of establishment. It is not to demonstrate what we are doing in Aurangabad. It is to tell you that anywhere this is possible if collective wisdom is applied. That was the purpose of putting it in front of you. I think yesterday I moved through your Kagal MIDC industrial estate. I have seen others. If you typically see Aurangabad around 60 kilometers of diameter, then you will find there is Waluj, which is prominent MIDC, Chikalthana, which is oldest MIDC, Shendra, which is 5-star, and now Auric, Jalna MIDC, Paitan MIDC, and couple of MIDCs in between. So it's a cluster of industries. You have similar situation. And 10,000 acres of Auric, DMIC is coming up over there. We try to demonstrate our capability put together, telling that 4,000 organizations are operational. And that is how we present Aurangabad in front of outsiders, either for business or for the purpose of growth, for the purpose of investment. I think similar situation is possible. The another purpose of demonstrating this, that you are tier 3, we are tier 3, and this is how we will have to market ourselves. This is what we thought we should share with you. Let us move on to our presentation. There is something which is called as think big, which is very popular. There is something which is absolutely not popular, but I want to talk on that, and that is start small. Think big is really good. For conferences, it is very good. You can really boast yourself. But start small looks conservative. It looks negative. But I am going to talk on that because probability of success is very high in starting small. And that is how Milind and we did together. And even we are doing with multiple organizations there. And that is the thought process which I want to share, examples which you have seen, which Milind has demonstrated you. So, few cautions and few actions to bring it into reality. Why I am saying that to bring it into reality? Please don't consider it as negative tone. Please consider it as negative, is as caution, is an input. Actually, I was thinking to have title slide, गीता पे हाथ रख के सच कहूंगा और सच के सिवाय कुछ नहीं कहूंगा. That kind of thought process I have in this presentation. If you ask what is the inner voice of MSME today as regards to IoT. Last year, I was co-chairman for CII National Technology Task Force. This year, I am chairman of Technology Task Force. Huge numbers of programs conducted, huge number of interactions conducted. Organizations like Intel is taken as a partner, but what comes out? Say 100 organizations attend the program, attend the presentation. 92 organizations say it is interesting, and 4 organizations implement the solution. This is the status today as regards to IoT. Let's not regret about it. Take this as a situation. So there must be something which is lagging when 92 companies are telling this is interesting and only 4 companies are implementing. That means there is a missing link, and we will have to address that missing link. And that is really important. See, we have criticized ERP. Those who are engineering company, we said PLM is not for us, Lean is not for me, TPM is for big organization. That is the inner voice of MSME. But that's not the case. We need to design the way of working. We need to decide the critical mass and work on it is the point which I want to drive in the presentation. This slide is self-explanatory for MSME fellow like me who says it is not for me. But look at railway reservation status. I admire. It is free. It is online. Then I want to make the payment. Bank server says unavailable. I am annoyed. I want it online. I want it work 24/7. Weather forecast. Now everybody wants to see. I have a function in the evening. Will there be rain? So every 2 hours I will be checking. I want it. It is free. What about manufacturing process monitoring of my company? Do I go to my mobile and check it after every 2 hours? Do I have it? Do I get data? Now, friends, tell me, if I am a MSME, I am a MSME manufacturer, how many times I use railway reservation or railway status? How many times I travel? How many times I make payment? How many times where weather is so important for me, but we are habituated, we check it. It is online, it is free. Then why not my manufacturing monitoring be online? It is same. We are probably not implementing, pardon me for my straightforward words, all of them are free and implementing monitoring system is costly. It cost me. Is it because of that? Yes, and there are a few other elements. Let us go into it. I will not repeat, everybody has told. Real-time data is the strength of IoT. Probably there is a damage, and within shorter time, you will come to know about that and you can push the damage control mechanism. And that's the advantage of real-time. Otherwise, somebody will tell, somebody will communicate, information will come to you, and then thing will start. That is the advantage. What is important in IoT kind of system is visualization is so attractive that you are tempted, you are forced to take the action. So reaction time improves. That's the biggest advantage because information comes on time. It comes so well, it comes so analyzed that you intend to work on it. So response time is better. So damage is lesser. Correction is faster. So that is the real time. We will have to keep importance. Do we agree to it? Do I want it? Is an important aspect. We get information. I attended one program of, I am professor from Bangalore in human resources. And what he very loudly told in that program, that if you do not want to act on suggestions, please do not keep suggestion box. People put suggestions with involvement and your company do not act because you just want to create a show that I have taken suggestion of people. So don't do it, it acts negative. Similarly, if we implement monitoring system in the organization, people take efforts. But when they see decision makers are not taking decision, not taking action on the basis of monitoring, they lose faith, they lose trust. And that is one of the major problems of IoT system failure, that there are results, but decision makers are not acting on the result, is one of the key points which I want to mention. What is important is taking action. I will use the quotes of ABB chairman. Unmeasured invariably deteriorates. If you do not measure something, it is going to get deteriorated. This does not mean measurement alone brings improvement. Actions on measured departure is must and which is most difficult. That is real problem. We don't take actions on departure. We don't demonstrate that firmness, and that is the problem, and that is why people don't support. Change management is a major problem in implementation. Whenever Milind has loudly expressed, I will directly go to the last point. Online monitoring system, real-time monitoring system is going to throw reality. It is going to throw the transparency. My question is my operating team ready to take that transparency? And is management ready to manage that transparency? Because I will get bad news. See, any monitoring, if it is implemented, it has to collect bad news. If your monitoring system just throws good news, then you don't need that monitoring system. Why you want, if everything is correct, why you are monitoring it? It has to throw the negative result. It has to throw up the problems. So that is why, is management ready to take that bad news? And there is environment in the organization that people can convey that this is the problem. Otherwise, my supervisor, my manager, my general manager, my owner are going to shout at the problems. People will find another way, a bluffing way of managing that data, and the false signal will come. And finally, who will be blamed? It is IoT which will be blamed. कि हमने IoT implement किया, लेकिन कुछ फायदा नहीं हुआ. This is second major challenge, which is transparency of information, which throws a lot of bad news, and we need to manage it very carefully. Technology solution selection is one of the problems. I am not going to spend time on that because we are good at negotiation, we are good at analyzing, but two important things which I want to cover. Number one is my organization to ready manage the change of technology? Because if there is a change of technology, people are going to resist just because they cannot manage with the new technology. They will have that fear. Somebody will have to take care of that fear and tell, let it go wrong for a couple of months, don't worry. Is one, are you ready for that? And second important thing is, do you know your processes very well, that what you want to monitor? Otherwise, for starting something, we will tell something, or consultant will tell something, or implementation organization, which is a software company, will monitor something which is not my requirement. Then again we will say, implement to kiya, fayda nahi ho raha hai. So do you know your processes really well, that what I want to monitor? If you know that, that is third important starting point for IoT implementation. User-friendly solution is single criteria while selecting IoT solution. Couple of solutions may fail. For couple of months it will fail. But remember that it is not management who is going to use that solution. It is shop floor workers, supervisors are going to use it. If that solution is user-friendly for them, the system will survive. Otherwise, it will not survive. The key point is, customization is a trap. It starts with enthusiasm and mostly lands into complication. See, what happens that whenever new initiative comes, and software is so flexible activity that you feel that everything is possible. Yes, it's a code development, it is possible. The question is, the nitty-gritty that you get developed into system, is your organization capable of managing that nitty-gritty is the most important point. Software company will develop it for you. Are you going to manage that micro data? I was talking to the head of IT of one company, and he gave very, very nice statistics. A very analytical person. He said that if 100 utilities are developed in my company, I made 6 months assessment, only 28 utilities of developed utilities are used in my company. That means 72 utilities are developed wrongly, or developed because of fashion, or developed because of whims of someone, pardon my words. And this is 6 months assessment. Okay, make it 12 months. It can be 40, but still you have complicated the system by adding 60 utilities which were not required into that system. But probably on the day one you were fascinated and you got it developed. What are the milestones for implementation? Keep 3 milestones in mind. 1, start with POC. Take a small case and start. How strong you are, but start with one case. Number 2, define one process and implement IoT in that process. I remember one very nice word told by head of Nandi Airport. I was on a program of business excellence. We visited Nandi Airport, And we asked him what is organization to the CEO of Nandi Airport. Nandi Airport CEO said, I don't have organization, I have 78 processes and there are people to manage those processes. I don't have organization, I have 78 processes. So take one process and implement. And once you are successful in that process, implement it across the plant and then make it on autopilot mode. So these are the steps to be followed, but 2 steps are important. Make one pilot case successful, people get enthusiastic, then make one complete process successful, and then go for whole plant. I will use words of Sundaram Fasteners president. Be it new product development, technology implementation, or process improvement, phased approach has no options, most important. And this is irrespective of resourcefulness and size of implementing organization. You might be a strong company, you might be a billion-dollar company, but still when you are working on these initiatives, it is POC, it is pilot, it is pre-mass and then mass. That is the way in which it has to be done, is the word of wisdom from first TPM company of India. Coming to the conclusion, people say from where to start. I want to start implementing IoT. From where to start? Customer-centric value addition is the first point of starting. What should I select? Which will ensure delivery on time, customer is happy. Which will ensure that my product at customer end are repaired quickly, customer is happy. Monitoring product performance at customer end, customer is happy. Field failure monitoring and see that there are less field failure, customer is happy. If you are in this category and if you want to implement IoT and if you are customer centric, these are possible areas for you to monitor. You can be operation centric. In that case, uptime improvement, downtime reduction, productivity improvement, rejection reduction, safety improvement, inventory reduction, process parameter monitoring for better control are the areas. If you want to improve your operations, these are the area. Select one. But you will have to make a choice whether approach A, approach B, or there is approach C. Define your problem. Low productivity is your problem, low quality is your problem. Your problem can be anything, it has to be decided. Once you decide the problem, find the root cause. And parameters which comes out of root cause are for the purpose of monitoring. What we do, Milind finds out the problem, he finds out Mukund as a company and he tells, these are my problem, you are a software company, implement IoT and solve the problem. I don't understand his process. It is he who understands the process, he should identify the root causes and bottom root causes should be given to me to configure the parameter. Whereas Milind keeps himself away and tells, I will pay you 10 lakh rupees more, but improve my performance and reduce my problem. It will not happen. IoT company is expert in IoT and not problem of your company. So are we identifying right monitoring parameter and that will give you success. And this is the key point where we fail. Probably we don't do, we don't understand or we don't look at it. He has already explained if you don't like earlier approach, then use what you want to improve in man, machine, material, method, tools. Identify these as your focus area and decide what you want to improve. But you will have to select which are those parameters which I want to pick up, monitor and improve. And it is you. And it is not IoT company, it is not software company, it is not consultant. Coming to fag end, what are the start points? We were discussing before session. Start point is identify your bottleneck operation. Anyway, you are troubled over there. You will tend to implement IoT first because your bottleneck problem will get solved because you will be committed to that. If not, high value addition operation. Because you generate more money from that operation, take that and implement that as a pilot case. If not, very easy approach. Wherever machine is ready, it's a smart machine, there is a PLC, PLC data port is accessible. Implement there, at least you will have success case. Last, if not, in the section, in the process, in the machine, in the shop, where people are positive, ask them to implement, you will have success case in the organization. But choose one, start small, there will be success to you and you will implement. Nothing succeeds like success, hence start simple to improve probability of success is my learning in last 6 years. And now I can tell, we provide services to Coca-Cola worldwide. We have implemented our IoT solutions in 18 countries. We work with Westrock as European and American giant in packaging machinery. They have 14,000 machines across the world where IoT is to be implemented. In last 2.5 years, we haven't crossed 2,300 numbers. What it indicates, whether it is MSME or whether it is large corporate, problem remains the same. If you go step by step, it can be answered. Particularly when MSME have less resources, it is better to start small, to start simple, so that once success is there, that motivates us. Thank you very much for the opportunity and best wishes to you.
Thank you, Mukundji, for enlightening our audience, delegates, in clearing the myths on IoT. In fact, I am one of the attendees of those 100 which you have quoted. I don't think any of the audience present over here are new to digitization. Everybody knows. And majority of them even knows what is Industry 4.0. The biggest question, including myself, what we have is how to start, where to start. This is the biggest challenge all of us are facing, actually. The second biggest challenge in this IoT, what all of us are facing, there are two parts into this digitization. One is the functionality, the second is the technicality. Like as you rightly said, we are all functional guys. We don't understand technology, how to implement it. The technology guy doesn't have the understanding of our process. So ultimately, we need to own this process and get the assistance from the technology guys in implementing this IoT. The second biggest question we have in front of us is hesitant to make mistakes. Because whenever management take a decision to implement digitization or Industry 4.0 and all, they want to do quickly. They want to do every single damn thing. That is where the biggest mistake we do. But you have enlightened us, don't complicate your life, keep it simple. Even if you start 1 or 2, that's great. Instead of jumping for hundreds of implementation, ending up only using even 20, I feel 20 is also a big number. Means even it may be much lesser than that. So instead of focusing on the quantity, so better to focus on quality of implementation, actually. And I'm of the opinion, whenever you go for a digitization, don't be hesitant of making mistakes. And after implementing this digitization for 3 years, just you can throw it out. You will be far more knowledgeable guy than looking at implementing a perfect thing from a day one. So in a summary, it is like a swimming. You cannot swim English Channel overnight. So just keep on swimming. One day you will become an expert and you will cross this English Channel. If any of the audience delegates has got questions, Mr. Mukundji, you are most welcome to ask.
Hello, Mr. Mukund. To be frankly, it is one of the best advice and best experience you have given to all of us. Thank you very much for that. Myself, Nitin Shah, I run a steel foundry in Sangli. Now, as a owner, I always have a confusion whether to go for a customized ERP or whether to go for the SAP or like that. And suppose if it is a SAP, then whether to go for SAP Business One or SAP HANA. Because to be frankly, like whenever you have a more test, you get more confusion. And the same way, when you discuss with more people, and that way with the SAP people, they make you more confused. So what is your advice on that?
Worked on both sides. In my company, I have implemented SAP because so many people criticize that you are selling SAP, you are implementing SAP. What about your company? So you are earning on our pain, so I implemented. Milind showed in his presentation, see, key point is what we will have to keep when we are small, medium organizations. We will have to see what is my total profit in terms of rupees versus my IT budget is one balance which you will have to keep it in mind. Whether it is SAP or entry level or whatever, is my one advice that what is that ratio with which I am comfortable is first decision that we need to take. Because that is not immediate ROI area. It is like pranayam. It will not address your one particular problem, but that will take care of health. So there is no ROI calculation, though in marketing I have said this is ROI, but honestly there is no ROI calculation. So take that as a ratio. My personal advice is, I have mentioned in IoT, it is about maturity of the organization. Tally is simple solution, less maturity is required. Start that, explore that, see that your people are matured, go for next level of ERP, considering that balance. That next level is, all of a sudden you have grown a lot, you have good money, go for SAP. And whenever you go for SAP, my personal recommendation is, go for comprehensive solution of SAP. Do not implement all features. Every year, go on adding the feature. Because features are available. What is important is what I can chew in first year, what I can chew in second year, what I can chew in third year, that has to be seen. So take complete, but ask them that I don't want to implement this feature in first year. Go like that, is my recommendation. Then there is no point in working on interim SAP solution if you want to go for. But the main thing is, what is the profit in rupees versus what is your IT budget.
Just I would like to add one more point, actually. No?
Yeah, please.
See, if you are implementing it for first time, always go for a simpler thing. Don't go for a SAP or those kind of things. I'm sure this will go wrong, I'm telling you. Means first you implement small thing, because if you directly implement SAP, you cannot re-implement SAP. It is not the whether SAP is going to work or not. Everything is going to work. But it's more important for our organization to learn the system, actually. No? So it's better to start with a simpler thing, learn it, and you need to upgrade maybe after 3 years or 4 years. Even the earlier presentation you mentioned about, they started with the Tally or ERP, then finally to SAP. You know? It is a progressive way of upgrading yourself rather than directly going on the complicated software from the day one, actually. Thank you.
Thank you, Mukund
Have
Kulkarni,
you got
sir.
any questions?
Yeah, I think we are running short of time.
Yeah.
So we have to wrap it up.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Mukund Kulkarni, sir. You have explained the expectations from IoT-based system, pathways to implement digitalization successfully, very effectively. And think big, but start small is the best takeaway for many, I feel. So I request Mr. Reddy, sir, to please felicitate Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, sir.
I kindly request both the dignitaries, please come at the center. And a round of applause and gratitude for Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, sir. Expert Global Solutions, Aurangabad. Once again, we are delighted to have you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much, my all other delegates, for your kind patience.